empowering our youth, women, and the disadvantaged. Go to page 43 of our manifesto. We have just demonstrated about the simple qualification for the AFCON. Empowering our women. We have now in this statement, the president talked about the gender policy. So they all mentioned it. We have done that one. Go to page 46 of our manifesto. Building and promoting national cohesion. Go to page 56 of our manifesto. Fighting corruption and improving accountability. When you are done, I will continue. You don't want to hear. Fighting corruption and improving accountability. Go to page 57 of our manifesto. So all of us are talking about the compact. If you check the compact, it's about corruption. We are on record for fighting corruption. It's not a lip service. It's a commitment. You did your backup. President Kabas started it. In the previous administration, please, I need audience. Please. I think you need to respect me as a leader. Please. When President Kabas came, he talked about spread of corruption. But this parliament, which I was in 2007, 2012, I was a member. We gave powers from the previous administration, the prosecutorial power to ACC. We need that one. To give them some amount of power so that they can do their job. That did not happen in Pakabas administration. In the best moment. We already did it. We are in the driver's seat. We have looked at corruption as a cancer within our system. We are fighting corruption to the highest peak. It's not lip service. We said it, and it's happening. So it's in our manifesto. People need to judge us on this social contract document. Go to page 57 of our manifesto. It's not manufactured. We said before we take the green of governance, and we are now doing it. Improving security, governance for development. Go to page 59. I've talked about the tariffs. We'll talk about the recruitment system now. We are now, somebody said it in statement, that we are now doing recruitment all around the place by districts, so that people can have the feel of it. That's what we do. That has to do with the construction of the Mayon officers' mess. Strengthening and repositioning the civil service. You know, I wanted to talk about the foreign policy, which has to do with a lot of issues around that. Go to page 61. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, for the foreign policy, which this started the Committee of 10, the previous administration, the ex-vice president, Anders Guma, he was the chairman of the Committee of 10. We continue in that direction. But what we are now doing, we are now pushing. If you read the foreign policy around it, we are now pushing endlessly to ensure that at the security sector, we are represented the Security Council. We are recognized, and they are pushing for sure to take that position. They are on canvas now. They are canvassing for us to have that one. Talking about because we want to train career diplomacy. We want to stop having what we call political diplomat. Politicians becoming diplomat. Sometimes it's cool, but really for a nation building, we need to have career diplomat. So that's why we are talking about the academy. It's in this also listed. Because of time, I cannot go there. But it's in our manifesto. We are talking about it. So I'll make reference to that. So improving the service. Go to page 61. Advancing rule of law, promoting justice and human rights. He mentioned about it. I've told you, go to page 63 of our manifesto. I've told you, we want to preserve the sanctity of life. I made reference to part 3 of the Constitution, section 16, protection of life. We need to look at that one carefully. So I said, we turn here to this table in this house, talking about the abolition of death penalty. So that is here. Go to page 62, if you care to know. The executive powers, the executive powers and the presidency. Go to page 65. Mr. Speaker, I don't mean to hurt anybody, but the way the executive power was used, ignoring certain provisions of the Constitution to remove the vice president was untenable. Completed, it was out. And former mayor. So we need to review the executive powers. So our president, It's very key. It's in our manifesto. We know it was wrong. And if we do it today, it's wrong today. We must observe, we must respect the rule of law. Strengthening democratic institutions. You know, in those days, during Bakaba's regime, they established called National Commission for Democracy. And also established the Commission for Human Rights and other institutions. Those institutions, we need to strengthen them. We need to look at them. We need to strengthen the PPRC. We need to strengthen so much of our democratic institutions. And that one is in page 68. You know, we have been very consistent in our governance. And we make sure that President is a decent man, a very good citizen. We need to emulate for the future of this country. Promoting press freedom and strengthening civil society organizations, CSO, page 71. He mentioned this. I'm talking about the repeal of the civil libel law. We're talking about the cyber law. These are all things that we have put in place in our manifesto. At that time, we are struggling to get power. So that's why I said, let people follow us. The only way you can follow us and scrutinize us and see if you are taking the right trajectory is for you to look at our manifesto. Don't make hypothetical stories. Take our manifesto, take our document, assess us, and see whether we are in the right direction or whether we are lying. We say the new direction. And my colleague said, the new direction is Tatas. We are not. Our manifesto is our living testament. This manifesto, that's why I make a reference. We are not making Vuvuzela. Improving the energy supply. Go to page 72. When I talk about battles, I had, yes, God, sorry. When I talk about battles, I have a colleague talking about they just improve on electricity generation. We are not talking about that. What you are saying, every year there is darkness, there must be light. Go to Pogodon section, where my deputy that lives. We have electrified that area. People are destroying transformers. But we are not going to take that route. That one is not necessary for us. We are busy fixing the electricity supply for our people of this country. Love Sierra Leone, don't distress Sierra Leone. It's all a positive thinker that can bring positive solutions to solve their problems in the society. That is President View. Let me go on. I will go on. Improving transportation, rail, air, sea. Go to page 75. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we had difficulties with transportation in the Western Oba. We had difficulties. We are not ashamed of that. And we are not saying we have inherited carcass from them. We are not saying that. But trust me, very soon, this government, they make commitments to bring service buses all over the urban areas. We are facing challenge as I speak with transportation problem. So we need to review our transportation problem. We need to review our transportation system so that people can be comfortable when you want to go home. It's a very difficult situation. It's very difficult for us. We are having difficulty with that. But for us, we think something is mentioned in our manifesto. So go to page 75. Increasing access to water supply and improve sanitation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this is a very difficult situation we are having. As I speak, that's why you mentioned about the rehabilitation of the dam, the Urugu Dam. That's why you're talking about the rehabilitation. You see, it's a very water system. Water is life. It's a fundamental human right. We don't need to talk about it. We just approved, I think it's a grant, the Washan project here for Western area. Western area. Yeah, the water sanitation program. We just approved. Thanks to all of us. I mean, that is the trajectory of following. So when you go into a manifesto, page 77. So these are the things that bring into Parliament. These are the issues that were identified. If you identify the problems, you should be able to solve the problems. Provide solutions. That makes you a positive thinker. Improving information, communication, and technology. That's the ICT. Go to page 83. Of course, I have mentioned about the cyber law, strengthening of the NATCOM, the regulations. Since we created the NATCOM, there are no regulations. This administration brought in regulation to sanitize the sector. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, now we have President Biya is a very good listener. It's a very good listener. Improving land, housing, and country planning. Go to page 87. This is what is enshrined in our manifesto. These are the things we are talking about. A visionary leader. A leader who thinks can redeem this nation. So when people are talking about the fishery sector, they said we want to bring in a grant. I don't know where they got the site plan from. People are talking about plateaus. I don't have seen it. We don't have that one in our program. What we have got grant to have fish harbour. But the commitment I will give to this house is that the environmental impact assessment is going to be carried out first. That is the reason the president said in his presidential speech that they will engage with stakeholders, do the necessary things that will ensure that we have the fish harbour at the right place. So they are not just going to wake up one day because we have a $55 million grant and construct fish harbour. They are going to do what we call environmental impact assessment to ensure that we put the fish harbour at the right place. I don't want to go into the advantages. There are jobs. It's in the speech. You're going to create jobs. You're going to improve on aquaculture. So many other things. So it's good for us to embrace that one. All of us, this is our time to ensure that we scrutinize our leaders. It's not to make people behind our leaders. President Biya is one on record for that. When he's a very good listener. Bitumani too. People say we want election before peace. And that was adhered to by President Biya. I called Bitumani 3. Today people on the other side are talking about peak cohesion. There's no cohesion. We invited them to refuse to go. The former president has refused to attend every state function on the flimsy ground that he was not invited on time. So let him come on board. This is the time. Follow paragraph 2 of the presidential speech. Let us come together so that we can strengthen our democracy in the interest of peace and stability. It's not for President Biya. Don't do it because of President Biya. Do it for the love of this nation. That is the reason our mantra is very simple. One country, one people. That mantra means a lot. So it's not because somebody said, you don't just praise your leader. Tell the leader the fact, the hard truth, so that he can lead the test of time to change the narrative of our state. So I have given a lot of insight. I have given a lot of details. I have given President Biya's scorecard, what he has done. I have challenged them. Let them go and search. I have challenged the members of the Fourth Estate. Take this document. Do your investigative journalism. Go anywhere. Check if President Biya has done something or not. It is your responsibility to go after President Biya, assess him whether he has done the right thing or he has done the wrong thing. But this nation, we must triumph in the interest of nation building, in the interest of our people, in the interest of our generation. I now read the last paragraph in my wrap-up. I will join President Biya. I will end up by saluting our health workers again. And I will join him in reading paragraph 136 of the presidential speech. Measures to address disability, including addressing stigma and discrimination, inclusive education, socio-economic empowerment, innovation and technology, disaggregated data, and women with disabilities will be presented. We will also act to maintain and improve on our enviable global reputation for peaceful interfaith coexistence and religious tolerance. Mr. Speaker, in tandem with paragraph 2, I want to say thank the President. Let us all support him. When you are supporting him, don't be Bubuzela as our colleagues. Support him in the right direction. Support him by telling him the truth. Support him by living with what he believes in. Let us promote the good things for our nation. It's only by that we can change the narrative of this country.
You are great.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members.
You are the greatest.
I want all of us to appreciate what we have been so far. Whether it's in the interest of any individual, or in the interest of a particular set of group of people, or in the interest of any political party. But what we should appreciate most is the love for our country. One should focus on our belief, and we push this nation for a success.
Exactly.
It's the thing that can bring us together, not the thing that can divide us.
You are great, man.
Because as I said in our mantra, one country, one people. Our similarities are far greater than our differences. Political parties are just a microcosm in the macrocosm of our nation. Our nation is so great. Sierra Leone is such a beautiful country. We need to adore our country.
You are great.
These are not political statements. I decided to present the credentials of our president, not based on hypothetical cases, but actual fact with documentary proofs.
Exactly.
Cited provision in all of the documents we have.
God bless you.
Document that it's our possession. I have challenged my brothers and sisters of this nation. Let us accept President Bio, what he has done. Let us not wait for the 5 years to come to an end. Let us assess him now. I have given you the platform. Project that he has done, those are ongoing. Let us come together in the good of this country. Don't mortgage your political right, but ensure that what is right, do the right thing, so that Sierra Leone can be a better place. Because I believe that if we all come together, we can change the narrative of this nation. I thank you very much. I thank you very much. I thank my colleagues for all what you have said. I thank you very much. May the Lord bless us all. Thank you.
Madam Yo! Madam Yo! Madam Yo! President Yo!
Thank you.
God bless them.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members. It's a beautiful day. We have come to an end. I started giving the narrative in the form of emotion to start the debate. I transgressed right across the length and breadth of the speech. Today, I now move on another motion. Be it resolved that we members of Parliament here assembled wish to thank His Excellency the President for the address he so graciously delivered on the occasion of the state opening of the first session of the 5th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone in the Chamber of Parliament on Tuesday, the 18th May 2021. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May God bless us all.
Great LGB of all time. The man is a combination of science and all things combined.
Honorable members, we have come to the end of our 5 days of debate of the President's address to Parliament, delivered on the 18th May 2021. Let me take this opportunity first and foremost to thank every member of Parliament that took part, and to also thank those who
I see here.
for reasons beyond their control who could not take part in the debate. Thank you very much. You have done this nation proud. You know, when we debate issues and sometimes when we critique, we do not critique for reason of the fact that we want to criticize. Sometimes as members of Parliament we critique because we want the executive to know that there are certain gaps here and there that they need to look at. So by our critiquing, we help the executive correct certain errors here and there and put certain things in place for the development of the nation. I thank those who supported the address fully I also thank those profusely who criticize. And I hope that members of the MD were in touch with us throughout these 5 days. Please take note of all the issues raised so far and make sure that you do the necessary interventions. Let me take this opportunity also to thank members of the Press Gallery for accompanying us.
You guys are great. You guys are great.
Up to today. As members of the 4th Estate, you are the 4th branch of government because you are here to represent the people and to tell the people the story as it is. But please, when you do your report, take politics out of your report. Leave politics to us. We are the politicians. Report the issues as they are. As far as I know, there are no APC journalists or SMP journalists. You have a sacred role to play for the development of this nation. Tell the people as it is, as you've had it. Or if possible, do your research and present concrete facts to the people of Sierra Leone. Thank you very, very much for being here. Let me take this opportunity also to thank our members of staff for their expertise. You have been so wonderful. You have been so outstanding. Keep it up. We respect you. We thank you profusely for your service to the Republic of Sierra Leone. And to those in the gallery, you see, normally when the president comes to parliament to deliver his address, he comes here to address you, citizens of Sierra Leone. Everything the president says here concerns your lives, concerns the development of your nation. So it behoves you, as citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone, to keep in touch, to be interested in everything the president says. That's all the more reason why I thank you profusely, those in the gallery, for showing particular interest in this particular debate. I also thank those who connected with us via SMBC and other TV stations. Thank you very much for your service to this nation. If you have comments, or if you have contributions, you are free to do letters to Parliament through the Speaker or the Clerk of Parliament for our edification as members of Parliament. In the circumstances, I thank you very much for coming to us far, members of Parliament. And I hope and pray that even as we go along, for God and country, this nation will see the light of day. Thank you very much. In the circumstances, honorable members, the question is that be it resolved that we, the members of Parliament here assembled, wish to thank His Excellency the President for the address he so graciously delivered on the occasion of the state opening of the 4th session of the 5th Parliament of the 2nd Republic of Sierra Leone in the Chamber of Parliament on Tuesday, the 18th May 2021. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Motion of thanks to His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio has been carried.
Announcement. Leader.
Yeah. Sorry. Honorable members, just a minute. I cannot read because of time. I'm not going to read the notice paper, but I want to inform this house what you are going to do on Tuesday, because it's key. I said I'm happy. All of us are concerned about the education system. So we are going to have, of course, for the papers, know much about it, but take from the PGOs. We are going to do the University Act 2021. Please collect your bids. We are going to do on Tuesday. And they must talk about these grants for the fisheries. We don't want to put Parliament at barriers. The documents are here. Please go to your PGOs and collect them. Let me just read what we have. Let me read. Item D on the other paper. The Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources. The agreement on the economic and technical cooperation between the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone and the government of the Republic of China. B, the University Act 2021. So please, this one will come on the other paper. It's already on the other paper for Tuesday next week. So Mr. Speaker, that's all the announcement I have. Thank you.
Honorable members, this sitting is adjourned to Tuesday, the 6th of June, July 2021.